Yeah.
Hi guys, how is it going? I thought I would do a little shop update because I haven't done one in a while and I just kind of wanted to go over a little bit what's been going on, what I'm working on, that kind of thing. One thing that I've been working on for a while now, at least mentally, is a table. I'm working on a tinker table in that corner over there to replace the table that has the tablecloth on it. Something a little nicer, and it's just one of those projects that I've been thinking about for a long time, and I have this idea of how I want the video to be, and I'm kind of stuck on it a little bit. I want it in a very particular way. So I thought, instead of pushing it for this upcoming Tuesday, I thought I would just step away from it, give me a little more time to process it, and do a planter box. I live in Oregon here in the Pacific Northwest, and there's a lot of people who are doing a lot of gardens and front yard, like edible gardens and things like that, and it's really inspiring to walk around and seeing what people are growing in their front yards. So I thought that'd be kind of fun to do a planter. And I have some really cool cedar. It's like rough sawn 2x12 cedar. And it's really, I used that wood when I did the potting bench for a couple of videos back now, and I got quite a few people who were like, oh, that's really great, but I don't have that wood where I live. I wish I did. And yeah, I really am so happy to be living in this area where we have a lot of these really cool woods. But I do feel like, in general, I feel like my videos are more inspirational, or at least that's what I'm going for. And I do feel like you should really use whatever wood you have on hand. It doesn't matter what it is, really, and adapt it to work with your situation. And of course, another thing is that you can always paint wood, especially if you're growing ornamental things like flowers or something like that, to protect it from rot and to break down over time. Because paint just protects, really great for that. I guess the one thing that I personally am not a big fan of is like pressure treated wood, because I don't trust it. You don't really know what's in it. And yeah, I guess if you're doing flowers or something like that, it doesn't really matter. Anyway, you could use any kind of wood, but that's just one of the projects that I've been working on. Otherwise, separate from that, I've been working on mallets lately and really playing with wood, and I love doing them because it's a great excuse to play with different types of wood. So a little while back I made one out of purple heart, and for you guys who haven't worked with purple heart before, it's a very dense wood. It's very, very dense, and I actually broke my chisel chopping it. Some of you might have seen this on social media. I put this up. But yeah, I broke the tip of the chisel working this wood just because it's so hard. So I really kind of need a grinder or something like that to fix this chisel, because I can't fix this on my stones. It's just too big of a chip. So it's a very dense wood. And then after that I went to working with oak. Like here's an oak one with a walnut handle. And it just struck me, like oak just felt like butter to work with after that. So nice to work with, really great. So two very different mallets, and different in weight too, because purple heart is just very dense and very heavy, whereas oak is lighter. It's actually kind of funny, when I grew up I did not like oak. I associated oak with these kind of dark kitchens, these yellowy kind of kitchen cabinets where there was just too much oak, and I never really liked it after that. I had bad reaction to it. And it's only been lately where I've been using it a lot and working with it that I'm really starting to fall in love with it again, really appreciating it. Because now I really like the way it is, how great it is to work with, and I really feel like it's quite beautiful too. I like the grain, and I really like it in contrast with something else. And I'm really starting to appreciate all American hardwoods in a whole new way, which I just didn't do before, especially after working with more tropical woods, working with the mahogany and ipe and angel heart and a couple of different kinds. And the thing with tropical hardwoods is that they often splinter, and they're very strong in a sense, but they're also very fragile in another sense. And talking about woods, I got Tom Utley sent me some really great Osage orange wood, and I've never worked with this before. This is a very yellow wood and very dense. I just been planing it a little bit. He sent me 2 here. And I'm really looking forward to playing with this more and getting to work with it. I just planed it down so that I can put it on the table saw. And I'm gonna try to make some mallets out of it, but we'll see how it goes. I expect this to be very hard. It's just very hard. So thanks a lot, Tom. I really appreciate that. It's like the most fun present. And along those same lines, Jon Peters. And I'm sure you guys all know Jon Peters. He's got a great channel on YouTube where he does all kinds of things. One thing that he does is he's got bees. So he wrote me and asked would I like some of his honeycomb for wax. And I just, yeah, that's very cool. So he sent me a whole bunch of honeycomb that I actually melted down, or you boil it in water, and then the wax rises and then hardens. And I filmed that too, so I'm hoping to do something fun with that footage and use that in some way. And it just looks really cool. I saved one, I used up everything else. And his wax really turned out very yellow. Very, very yellow. I filtered it a couple times. And it was really nice. So that was really cool. So thanks a lot, Jon, for that. I really appreciate that. Otherwise, I really just want to thank everybody who has been supporting my channel by either visiting my shop and buying mallets and waxes, or by supporting me on Patreon. Every Friday I put up a Patreon-only vlog video where I just kind of talk about whatever's been going on. Otherwise, also don't forget to check out, I have a newsletter that I put out every Wednesday where I just go over quickly what's been going on. You can find that on my website, darbynorm.com, where you can go and subscribe for that. Otherwise, thank you guys so much for watching. Tune in on Tuesday where I'll hopefully have a video out, and I'll see you soon. Bye!